Nah, I'm not gonna lie. Young Thug low-key taking just a little bit of an L because his sales projections, and not that it really matters all too much because sales doesn't always equate to quality, but one of the Gunna songs, the Yeah Yup or whatever it is, I think it's called Fuck You Mean or something. Hopefully this doesn't get demonetized for saying that in the first 15 seconds. But as I was saying, he took a little bit of an L because the sales projections went down. Now I called, that Young Thug was going to sell like 110K because Gunna was sold like 83K his first week for A Gift and a Curse, and Young Thug's business is business. I was like, well, Young Thug technically right now, especially with the features, he had like the whole industry on this project, all the big hitters like Drake, Travis Scott. I think he had Future, among others. Probably, I think Lil Baby was on like a deluxe or like a second edition with Metro Boomin, and then Juice WRLD. Although I don't know if that released. Actually, that did release within this week. So this Friday would be the date where it cuts off. Now, his sales again went down from 110 at the max at least to 87K its first week, which means that people were streaming it the first day. And usually they do go down like another 5K or even 10K, and that's normal. But it does mean something when it goes from 110 to 87K within its first week that the projections go down, meaning that people were cutting it off. So I guess people just liked the Gunna album more, whereas that only went from like 87 to 83K for its official numbers. So just tells you something like, low-key, it's kind of an L that it went down. However, there are some caveats in that Young Thug recorded this album. He had to have before he went off to jail, right? I think he even tweeted something like in a response to saying sweetie, and a lot of people were thinking he said so weedy, like who dated her, like little I don't even know, somebody I can't remember. I don't really care. She an industry thought, but he said it was recorded like 6 years ago. So all these songs had to be recorded before he went to jail. I think that has to be like a year and a half or a year to 2 years that he recorded all these. So it does make sense that like maybe the quality is not as high as it normally would be. Now, again, it did have the whole industry on there. So the features could have recorded this like later on while he was in jail. He could have made some calls, or his management like, yo, Drake, hop on this real quick. And he's known for recording features like and turning it in the day before. He had Uzi on there too. I forgot about him, among others. So with the features, when you got like the Avengers on your tape, which I always say is like, I'm tired of hearing all these features or just having like Drake, Lil Baby, Don Toliver, like blah, blah, blah. It's like, come on, we're here to listen to you. Although I do like a couple features, especially when it's like a 25 track album. However, this one was only like 14 or 16, maybe 15. But yeah, it just goes to show that maybe Gunna, like at least perception wise, because I liked the Young Thug album more, that maybe Gunna's album was better than Young Thug's, at least with the public's opinion. I thought Young Thug's had more like mainstream appeal, whereas Gunna was really kind of just spitting bars about like what actually went down. Was he a snitch? Blah, blah, blah. Even though I don't know if people really believe that, considering that whole like diss bar. But again, it's an old song, but I don't think that they would have included that bar in there if they weren't trying to stir up some controversy. And maybe that's exactly what it was. They were just trying to like make people think that Young Thug thought that, and then when he gets out of jail, he's like, nah, me and Gunna are cool. We just tricked y'all for some views, bruh. Because business is business. They're gonna make money off y'all, this narrative. Like all these rappers try to, conjure up different stories and headlines. They didn't even have to do that. They literally are in jail going through a RICO case where Young Thug might be locked away for a while. So why not use it for some money, right? I would do the same thing. Now, again, it's low-key now because he had all these features. He dropped right after Gunna. People were trying to hear what Young Thug had to say, although I don't think he was able to say much because he was in jail. He can't be like, yo, Gunna snitched, like I am the king of slime. Although he did say I'm Uncle Murda. It's like, bro, you're literally fighting like 20 plus years right now. Why would you say that? Like, these are the exact things that the courts try to get against you. Like, you saying that you're going to off people, delete people from the GTA server that we call Earth. And like, you're playing with your life like that. Although I don't know if they can really use that, because again, it was released afterwards. So maybe they're going to use, they can't use it because it's like outside of the jurisdiction. Like, it's like, how are you going to, actually, they could ask when this was recorded, but they might say like, oh, it was recorded in jail. It's AI. It's AI. It's Chat GBT, bro. We Chat GBT the lyrics, and also rap lyrics are like a story. It doesn't necessarily mean it's true, but still, low-key an L for the sales to go down. I'm not hating on the album. Again, I actually like the album more than Gunna's, but even the comments here, they're saying some facts, even though, you know, some people might be disagreeing, because I feel like every time a rapper, like, you know, there's a low-key an L, the fans come in, swoop in, like, ready to get on their horse where there's a fucking dildo attached to the seat, and they're riding that shit. But this person, Zay Gon Slay, he was speaking facts. Thug had the whole industry on his album and only sold 7K more. Are you serious? Gunna is a beast. It does go to show, even if you don't consider it an L for Young Thug, it is like a big W for Gunna to drop a project completely solo. Although he did have a help, again, of this whole narrative of like, people are trying to hear what he has to say, and he is a flow god, but so is Young Thug. Gunna is like almost outselling Young Thug completely solo, pulling a J. Cole. Thug's still better than Gunna. What are you trying to say, Bob? What? This is literally like a factual post. Sometimes y'all are stupid. It's like, when I say somebody's sales projections go down, it has no bias in it whatsoever. It's just like, that is a fact. Was not surprised at all. Yeah, I feel like the overwhelming opinion is that the Thug project was not as good as the Gunna's, but I still disagree. I feel like Gunna's album was more boring than Young Thug's. Like, Thug had more like catchy beats. Gunna was literally just, the only song on there that I actually liked was the one that's blowing up, and I think it's top on the Apple Music charts still, while Young Thug's project just released and it's more fresh. And usually, like, when an album's more fresh, it just released, that those songs will get like a big surge and they'll top all the charts. But either way, YSL is winning. Let's just say that. So even if Young Thug's solo album, as in like the project that he released, maybe that projections went down, but yo, he's getting a bag off Gunna's album too. So who's really taking the L here? No one. Who is taking the L? Gunna's getting the W. Young Thug gets like a lowercase L, but then he gets boosted up by, he gets money, he gets a royalty off of, because he's the YSL label, not a gang, from Gunna. So he gets a W off that. So like, there is no L. There you go. There's no L.